Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Saigon. You're here on Vlad TV. Nothing is off the record podcast. Unfortunately, Havoc couldn't be with me. You know, I do this with my boy Havoc from Mobb Deep, but he's on tour doing what he do. You know what I'm saying? And Vlad let me do something special. I figured Havoc wasn't here. I wanted to do something different. You know, you got to be very famous or very infamous to be on Vlad TV. And, you know, there's a lot of infamous guys, famous guys. So I asked Vlad for a favor. I said, let me interview some of my people that I know who deserve interviews, man, because there's a lot of street stuff going on. And I'm here with a very, very special guest, man. I know him from music. He was one of the first artists to rap on mixtapes, you know, with the Bounce Squad, DooWop, shout to Snag, all that. Shout to DooWop. And this is a guy who ended up doing 66, well, not doing, but getting sentenced to 66 years in jail when we was kids. He tried to get me to do the crime with him. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm gonna introduce y'all to my brother, Wild Child. I know him as Wild Child. The hats know him as motherfucking
Loose Nickels.
Loose Nickels.
Y'all already know what it is, but in the streets, 8 Dawn status, the swag king of New York fashion, always on that Bed-Stuy fly shit. This is my guy. We did many things together.
Yeah. So we gonna get in a little bit about your history, man, because a lot of people gonna see this and not know who the fuck you are. Like who the hell is this guy and why is he even worthy of an interview on Vlad TV? So we gonna get into that, man. But I want you to introduce yourself. Let people know who you are, where you from, what year you was born. Let people know who you are.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York, between Quincy, Lewis, and Stuyvesant. I was born in 77.
77.
I was born in 77, just like him. You know, the 7 is the best number. That's the God number, you heard? The God number.
7-7.
7-7.
7-7.
I already know.
Great.
I'm songwriter, super songwriter, producer. I used to rap back in the day.
So hold on. Speaking of used to rap, right? You started, because this is how I first heard of you, before we even met personally. DooWop. Shout out to DooWop and the Bounce Squad.
Absolutely.
Hold on. DooWop and them was the first ones really having MCs rap on mixtapes. Before G-Unit, Cam, and all it, Clue. Before that, they all got that shit from DooWop. Let's keep it a bean, right? I'm talking about 91, 92. These guys was on mixtapes rapping. Nobody really was familiar with them. And DooWop was doing something strategic. And there was a voice named Wild Child. There was Snaggerpuss. He used to rap like the car. Snaggerpuss. That was
absolutely.
He stood
Snag. My God, Snag.
Shout out to Snag. You know what I'm saying? There was all that. It was ill, Misery, and Unique from the like PMS. Yeah. And it was you, Wild Child.
Wild Child, get the child. Shout out to Rev Gotti.
Let's bring it back to that, right? Like how you being from Brooklyn, he from the Bronx and all that, because I was in Brooklyn back then, and Brooklyn and Bronx didn't mesh, and unless it was violence back then. So how'd you end up linking up with DooWop?
First of all, my father's from the Bronx, 183rd and Webster. 183rd was popping. My best friend at the time, I used to go, when I was out there with my pop, my mom, they were separated. So I used to live with my grandmother in Brooklyn. And I used to go stay with my pops in the summer and things like that. And eventually I wound up staying with him for a year or two. So I was going to school out there briefly, and I met my partner who was a rapper as well, and we became like best friends, and we used to be battling everybody everywhere, because he was nice just like me. He was nice, he get busy, so we going everywhere, we battling everybody. Shout out to Party Hardy, Digging in the Crib, we going everywhere battling people. So with the DooWop thing, we met at the Fever. We went to the Fever one day. We was battling in front of the Fever. We was battling everybody. It was like, yo, them kids is nice. They need to be fucking with the Bounce Squad right now. And I ain't really care. You know, I was doing my own thing. I ain't know about mixtapes, none of that, as far as people rapping on mixtapes. And one day he's like, yo, come to the crib. And we started rapping and we started making music, and it was beautiful. And I did a song with Positive K. Remember, I got a man. Yeah. That shit right there, I read his own Positive K. So it's me, Positive K, all that on a J. Rue the Damager beat. Remember that you on the front, Then I bodied that. I bodied that right there. Yeah. Bodied that. Shout out to all that, the Ditch Digger. Yeah. So from there, I met the other members, Unique and Misery. Those are like my sisters. But Unique, she was like, me and her was real close, and I co-wrote a lot of music for her. She writes her own music as well, but Unique, I was already a fan of her because she was part of a group called the Ghetto Girls. The Ghetto Girls did the My Man Playing Tricks on Me versus how the Ghetto Boys did My Mom Playing Tricks on Me.
I remember that.
So
shit.
she did My Man Playing Tricks on Me. She had the baseball bat and all that, chasing the garbage. So like she was already part of the Ghetto Girls before she came to the Bounce Squad and became PMS with Unique and Misery. The mixtape, let me say something. The mixtape, there wasn't a lot of people rapping on mixtapes. All right, it was the top DJs was DooWop and Kid Capri.
Yeah.
They used to go at it crazy. It was Ron G, SNS, all of them. They was fire. Buck Wow, shout out to Buck Wow, fire, all of that. But DooWop and Kid Capri was the main DJs, and DooWop is the first DJ to have rappers on a mixtape.
Fact.
Not just rappers from like that's already on, but rappers from the street.
Yeah.
Me, Snag, KO, everybody. There's so many people. Champ MC that later became with the Five Deadly Venoms. Champ, everybody. Like we was dominating the mixtape game. Everywhere you go, every show, we was killing everything. When I hear today, certain probably like the G Unit and LOX, of course. I love their mixtape. Their mixtapes is fire. They helped me throughout my incarceration. But at the end of the day, DooWop started that. He is the pioneer of that right there, that era right there.
That's a fact.
For a long time, I thought I was gonna be on. I thought I was gonna be. We gonna be the next group. So it was a label, Rough Riders. DooWop started something called Rough Camp. That was gonna be our label. It was DooWop and the Bounce Squad, but we was gonna be on the Rough Camp. But because Rough Riders already had that rough in front of their names.
So Rough Riders was already around at that point.
How you say it? Copyrighted, trademark.
Yeah. But they was established.
No, it was trademarked already. It's like before you're gonna do something, you're gonna get it. But it's
the same Rough Riders that we became with DMX and all that.
Yes.
Same DNY and them guys.
Yes.
Oh, word.
They already had it. You gotta understand, before you even do something, you're gonna set trademarks.
So but you gotta understand, this was 91?
No, this 92? Is the year. I'm not talking about 91, 92. I'm talking about when I was with WAP, that was 93, 94.
Okay, same era. So Rough Riders was already established then.
I wouldn't say they was established, but they owned the name. Yeah. They owned the name Rough Riders, so we wasn't able to use Rough Camp at that time. And DooWop co-signed that. DooWop was popping. So from that, we just stayed the Bounce Squad. Oh, I forgot somebody, Torch, with the mop head, with the patch on his eye. My God. So as far as like, just like I said, mixtape, it's nobody could fuck with us. Nobody.
But yeah,
the WuTang, matter of fact, WuTang came out.
WuTang wasn't doing mixtapes.
No, they wasn't, but they came out. That's why I met you in Spring Valley. I heard the first time I heard WuTang was in Spring Valley. How you say that shit? Sticking pens in your head like a fucking nurse, the old dirty bastard. And so I'm hearing a group of people though. I'm not just hearing one. I'm like, wait a minute, that's what we doing. That's us. It's like 9 of us, and I'm hearing a whole bunch of. I'm like, hold on. They could have got that idea. They could have been listening to us, and they could have been put it together.
Well, RZA was and that was around not like you said, 92, 91,
94.
Yeah, it wasn't 94. WuTang was on.
No, it's about 93, 94.
So your first time hearing WuTang was not 94.
No.
I'm asking you.
Oh, the first time I heard Wu.
Yeah, when y'all was doing the mixtapes, that was 92.
Nah.
Because 93, I was incarcerated by that point. So, and by then you went by the name Wild Child.
Absolutely.
Wild Child, born psychopathic, into my chamber, poisonous gases, who's my next victim, so I could crucifix. Used to have, this guy used to walk around with 666 on his fucking hat. You was saying things before Eminem, before a lot of these people that was kind of like fucking up. What was your involvement in the street? Because that's around the time when I got familiar with you, but what was your involvement in the street life? Because you was rapping some crazy shit. Was it just rap or was you?
I was a demon, unfortunately. I was a real demon. I was very evil at the time. I had a lot of shit going on mentally. I used to drink Cisco, which is the equivalent to 2K, K2 today. The shit that they smoke, that shit was like liquid 2K. So you drinking that, your mind is, your mind ain't good like that. So you doing a lot of different things when you drinking that. Reckless, not giving a fuck about nothing, just doing what you want to do, whatever. Not caring about nothing and nobody's feelings, nothing.
Damn. Because I remember, because that's around the time I met you. And we're going to get into that because I was running around crazy. I was drinking Cisco as well. You know what I'm saying? I was drinking Cisco. And when we met, it's funny because I met you and it's weird. I don't know if you remember this, but we was at the bus stations being like teenagers, 13, 14 with guns on us, selling crack and doing all kind of crazy shit, robbing drug dealers, doing all, and we just happened to not know each other, but doing the same shit. And this is where I took a liking to you because I remember you was talking to some young lady and some individual came up, I'm not gonna mention his name, some individual came up and like took a piss next to where you were standing talking to.
Crab ass nigga came next to me while I'm with a chick, and he fucking, the park is so big, you could piss anywhere. Crab ass nigga came and took a piss where we were sitting, and he thought that I was gonna let that ride. Yeah. Fuck no. It wasn't, and mind you, it wasn't about the chick. Don't think it's about the chick. It's definitely, it's M.O.B.
I know it wasn't about the chick.
No, it's M.O.B. It was the fucking principle. Don't fucking come and violate and piss. You see me and a chick right here chilling, and you pull your shit out.
He ain't pull it out to where he was.
Yes, he did. He was right over here. We was sitting here, and he just pulled this.
But when a man take a piss, he could turn his back to you.
Yes, but he didn't do none of that. To me, he was being purposely disrespectful, and I had to go fucking handle him.
But you ain't have to cut him.
Listen.
I was there, and that's how me and him became friends because the kid ended up.
Listen, if you violate and I check you, you know what I told him? I said, yo, fuck me. Don't even worry about me. Just apologize to her. I'm going to hold it down. Apologize. He was like, I'm not apologizing to you or nobody. I'm like, oh, really? And, you know, from there, it went down. And he tried to fight me. He tried to grab me. He's got a toy and try to grab me. You know, I had that orange box cutter, though.
I had that
orange box cutter.
Because the next thing I remember was seeing blood, and then
I had that orange box cutter, try to tear son, just completely finish him and he lucky I ain't have my hammer. And like I said, it is the principle. You can't violate like that and then don't say. You could have said, yo, I'm drunk, I'm fucked up, my bad. You ain't say nothing, so now you gotta hold that down for the rest of your life. Crab, same lame nigga. Same lame nigga that probably a month later, I seen him while I'm hustling, I'm getting money. This clown has the nerve to come where we getting money at hustling. The first thing I seen him in his mouth, like, yo, what, like, didn't we just have an incident, a fight, and you over here in my spot? Then I had the hammer, now it's different. Now I'm trying to tear your fucking head off.
What the fuck was wrong with you? Because at this point, we was friends and shit.
Yeah.
And people thought I was crazy because I was doing a lot of crazy shit. And people was looking at me like They used to call me Catastrophe.
Yeah.
Catastrophe
is what I know him by. That's my guy right there.
Yeah. Before there was a Saigon. So and I used to look at him and we, like, mind you, we 13, 14 years old. We not nowhere near being adults or our mind. They say now a man's mind ain't even fully capable of understanding until he's 20,
maturity.
Until he's 22, 23.
You're not you out of the adolescent stage when you're like 25, somewhere around like
exactly.
That.
So imagine us being 10 years younger than that, being charged as adults for all these crimes that we did and all that, and us sitting there thinking, because in hindsight, I'm like, what the fuck was we thinking? And this is, as we get to this interview, this is light compared to the shit that we were getting into. This is light, but I want to talk about like your charges, right? Because you ended up getting charged with some crimes that I don't know if you remember. This is one of the, I think me and you had remember G Money? Do you ever watch Juice? Not, of course, yeah, right. So not G Money, wrong movie. That's New Jack City. But in Juice, there's a point where Tupac and Blizzard, Blizzard was robbing the pool hall, right? And Pac was like, nigga, and Q come out like, yo, Blizzard is in there robbing the pool. And some was like,
swimwear.
So, and he was like, let's go.
Let's go.
So, if you remember correctly, because I remember this shit like it was yesterday, because all the years of my bid, all the years I did, which I ain't do nowhere near as much time as you, I remember you saying, yo, son, we were out there. We already, at this point, me and this guy is already selling crack at all day.
Coke too.
Holding coke, crack, all of that. Robbing people, doing all this crazy shit. But this guy comes and goes, nah, we gotta turn up. We about to go rob a whole train. Like, we gonna rob
Because there was a train in Spring Valley that's right there near the bus stop.
That's a Metro North.
No, but I was just saying, God.
That's a Metro North train.
Yeah.
So that's not what ended up happening. But the point was, I was the guy saying, nah, son, let's not do this. And you like, we in there. Right?
It wasn't just trains. Hold
on. We're going to get into that, right? It was like, we in there. And I remember that because I had caught a shooting case and I'm in jail. And the next time I heard about what was going on with you, they told me that you actually robbed a train and was sentenced to, they said you had 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And now it was how many?
33 to 66 years.
How much?
33 to 66 years.
So you were sentenced to 66 years?
That was the max, absolutely.
33 to 66.
Bitch ass Queens. Judicial system. Fuck the judge, the DA, all y'all. Anyway, so.
How old were you?
At that time, I was like 18.
18.
Yeah, like 18.
Did you
18
cop out?
going on 19. Hell
so let me
no.
ask you a question. What was the incident that led you getting?
All right, so no, I had a stick-up partner back in the day. We moving, robbing everything. Drug dealers, coke dealers, dope dealers. We used to go to Broadway, Amsterdam. We used to get people. We used to go to rehab. We used to rob people, get more money. When a lot of times we didn't have the proper artillery and we didn't have just certain things that you would do when you run up in a coke spot or something, we would be like, yo, fuck it. We need re-up money. We can't buy no drugs to get no money. We gotta go hit a train or something like that. The thing is that it's a lot easier than running up in a dope spot full of Dominicans. It's not that simple. You might not make it out with your life, and that's a whole fact. On a train, nobody's expecting no shit like that. So like, we not old ladies and old men. We ain't on that. So we looking for people that's like us, that get money, that's hustling and got jewels. So we wasn't even thinking about bread like that. We was thinking about the jewels. Like, we know jewels when we see them. Yeah. Watches, chains, whatever. My man was on some shit like, yo, fuck it, you see the door knockers take them. So I'm like, nah. But he was doing it, I wasn't knocking him. We young black and didn't give a fuck about nothing at the time. We was living in a different era. The 90s, 80s, different era. But we used to do that shit, get the money, get our re-up and good. So this time, in this situation, I was by myself. And I came back from out of town. Matter of fact, hold on, let me rewind, because I went too fast. Okay, so prior to me committing these crimes, I was on a run for 2 cases. A case in Manhattan, case in the Bronx, case in Queens.
Robberies?
All robberies. What happened is, I'm on probation at the time for a robbery case that I caught in the Bronx. I did like 6 months on the island. Had the, what you call it, 6 months, 5 years. Yeah, 6 months, you know. So I had 6 months, 5 year probation.
The infamous trick you to cop out.
Absolutely.
Yes.
6 months, 5 year probation.
Because they know you're going to fuck up in 5 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm 17. I'm 16. I'm going to fuck up. That's a fact. Soon as the PO
and it's a felony. They trick you.
I asked the PO. I said, listen, where they lock you up? Because he was like, yo, you got to do piss test. You got to get a job. I'm looking at him like he lost his mind. A job, a piss test. What? Please. I'm doing what the fuck I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it. Fuck you. So I was like, yo, if I fuck up, where they lock me up? And he was like, right here. I was like, all right, have a nice day. Take care of yourself. Because I knew I was going to never see him again. And to this day, I ain't never see him again. Because I'll never report it. After that one time, it was done. Yeah. But anyway, so I'm on a run. I'm moving around. And I run into one of my men's, Prince, up in Spring Valley, whatever. Prince is related to Havoc. Shout out to Havoc. Shout out to Prince.
Shout out to Prince. Prince is the same guy. Can I speak about Prince? Prince is the same guy when I had my fight with Mobb Deep and Havoc and Prodigy, who's my partner on this podcast. Prince was the one who actually got me out of there unscathed and made sure I was able to get up out of there without dying. So shout out to that's our brother. We, like I said, we all grew up together. That's family. And speak on. So with Prince,
me and Prince met. All right, before that, prior to that, me and Prince met in a group home on Atlantic Avenue. and my son Killer Kane. Shout out to Killer Kane, Staten Island, WuTang Clan, Mickey
He passed,
Maris.
right? Kane passed.
That's what I've been hearing, but I'm not sure. Shaheem, I hit Shaheem on the gram,
Yeah.
and I was like, yo, holla
Fuck
at...
Shaheem. Shaheem, you know, don't play with me. Shaheem, play with me if you want to.
Yeah, and
I don't fuck with Shaheem. Go ahead.
Yeah, because he could have told me, yo, he could have
Now,
let
go
me know
ahead.
what it is.